You know how everyone is always telling parents like what to do, teach this, do more of this, and maybe sometimes whenever you see my video, you feel like that. But sometimes nobody really talks about when you need to stop. And for me, this trip was one of those stop moments. Hi, my name is Esther, and I'm an early childhood educator, and I'm also a mom. And sometimes I'm a human being, and I just get tired and I need a break. This video is a little different from what I would usually share. No parenting tips, no how to teach your kid tips, just life. We took a high speed train from Barcelona, and if you've not seen my vlog from when I traveled to Barcelona, maybe you should go back and watch it. We decided to take a high speed train from Barcelona to the south of France. It was about an hour and a half, and somehow in that short time, everything felt so different. I had never entered into a high speed train before, so that was a different experience for me. It was really cool. That's the only way I can describe it. This trip was just me and my husband. No kids, no schedules, no wake up early in the morning, no rushing out the door. And honestly, that alone felt very calming. It felt like my brain could finally rest in the right place. I'm very sure a lot of you parents can relate to what I'm saying. We went from Barcelona to a small town in the south of France called Papillon. The first thing that hit me when we entered into this town was how calm it was. Like I felt like I had walked into a set of one of these like Hallmark movies. People were not in a hurry. Nobody looked stressed. Everything just looked like it was flowing. We walked through the town, explored the Palace of the Kings of Mallorca, and that's where we are right now. This is just like the entrance area, and the views were breathtaking. It just feels like some of the things we've read in books or like seen or know of that have happened in history. Like they're actually real things. This town looked really nice. I could now understand why people would say, I think I want to retire to the south of France. I think I'm one of those people now. And anyways, after we left the Palace of the Kings of Mallorca, we went to grab lunch, explored the town center. They had like this wonderful Christmas market going on. It was really giving Hallmark. I was like, are you sure we are not on a movie set? Anyways, this is one place I would say if you have the opportunity to go. And we only spent a few hours there, say maybe like 6 hours. We didn't spend the whole, like we didn't sleep over there or anything. The same day we went back to Barcelona. So it was kind of like a day trip. Anyways, as I was saying, another place we also explored was the Basilica of St. John the Baptist. At some point, I just stopped thinking altogether. That building was beautiful. It looked so unassuming from the front, but when you go inside, I'm sure we'll soon get there and you'll see the videos. It was nice. I couldn't take so many pictures or videos in there because they wanted people to use. They didn't even want anybody to take videos. I had just walked in and taken the video before like I saw the sign and I had to stop. But I'm sure you would see a little bit of it. And like I said, at some point I just stopped thinking altogether. And if you're a parent, you know how rare that is when it feels like your brain can take a break. There's no expectations. There were no expectations on this trip, no pressure to be productive, no what should we do next, no chasing any kid around, just walking and talking with my love, sitting longer than necessary at cafes, doing nothing and doing the nothing very well. And the thing is, we don't talk enough about how important this is, especially for parents. We spend so much time, pouring into our children, their learning, their growth, their development, that we forget that we are allowed to refill ourselves too. At one point, we were sitting in a small square, watching people just pass by. And I remember thinking, some people just live like this, like just with not a lot to do. It felt very fancy to me, to be honest. It felt like there was room to breathe, to think, to come back to the drawing board, me and my husband together, as a couple, as a family. There was room to just exist without the constant need to to be productive, kind of. Especially when you're the kind of person who maybe, especially as a mom, to be honest, where you have other house things always calling you. There are always so many things to do in the home that it feels like you have to constantly be working. You need a break. And here's the thing, this isn't even separate from parenting or education. Rest is part of it. When you step away and you slow down, you have the time to recharge, you come back more present, more patient, more grounded. You don't need to travel to Barcelona or the south of France to do this, and that's the good part. Sometimes it's just waking up earlier in the morning so you can start your day quieter with your nice cup of coffee or tea, or with your Bible, just a quiet day. A walk alone, an afternoon with absolutely no plans. But we need to normalize stepping away, not as something selfish, but as something necessary. And I know that some people would say, like, well, I don't have where to put my kids, this, that. That's why I keep hammering on community, but we'll talk about that in another video. This trip really reminded me that I'm more than my roles, and that taking care of myself makes me a better parent, a better spouse, and honestly, just a better person. So if you needed permission to rest, consider this the permission. Thanks for coming along with us. And if you enjoy seeing this side of me, like my real life, and not just me teaching kids, more moments and more reflective, stick around. There's more where this came from, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.